from Team Stealth Rocks, coming at you with the Week 3 match against fellow Team Stealth Rocks member, Excessive. Both of us coming into this match are 2-0, and it's looking to be a good one. He brings a roster of Obama Snow, Don Fan Clefable, Thundy Incarnate, Excelgor, and Chandelure. Coming into the match, I'm going to pull up the rosters here. I was fairly confident that I would see a team similar to this, but I was half expecting perhaps a Metagross or a Hydreigon, his leading kill leader for the season. Let's just kind of get right into it here. It's going to be a tough match for us, as Excessive has not lost in quite some time, since Season 2, I believe. So let's go ahead and get into it here. Put it on slow. And he leads Chandelure as I lead Scizor. And I really don't know what the heck I was thinking with this lead. Not good for us, so I have to get out of here, and I got to go into my dedicated check, or Assault Vest Incineroar, as he has a pretty free Flamethrower here. No reason not to. Get some chip off on my Incineroar. I really don't take too much, but every little bit of damage on the Incineroar counts for him. As I go for a knockoff, get rid of that Rocky Helmet, which is nice. I'm going to get out of here into the Scizor, as he makes a pretty good prediction and assumption that I would go into my Scizor. And I take a lot, as I do not have my Mega Evolution off. And I fire off the Roost, as he just goes for another Fire Fang. He really doesn't have any reason not to throw off Fire Fangs here, as it does pretty good damage. And if I switch into my Mesprit, and he goes for EQ, is really not doing much there. So yeah, he's really has no reason not to fire off the Fire Fangs, and I'm going to try to see if he's going to make a bad play and go for something else, but it's Excessive. He's going to just, keep making those good plays. Already turn 2 or 3 into the game, he's making big predictions, putting me in a bad spot. I was in a bad spot from turn 1 with the Mega Scizor lead. Not good, but let's see if I can turn this around. Another Roost. Eventually I am going to get out of here. I'm wanting to avoid the flinch or the burn, which I do not want on the Scizor. So you turn out. Donphan's pretty worn down at this point, as I do finally go into my Mesprit. Fire Fang, take that fairly well. And I would go for the Psychic here. Now I get up my rocks. And then so on this turn, I really don't have much to hit the Abomasnow, and nothing on my team really wants to take anything from the Abomasnow. In hindsight, I probably should have had a little different set. Been running some more fire moves on my mods for this beast. Top tier wall breaker, but I am going to try to keep my Mesprit around, as it is nice. It's a pretty bulky guy. It was running a bulky Scarf variant this week, so I do switch out here. I was running a bulky Scarf. And the Focus Punch, he just bops me. Awesome play. That was really good. So we're down 6-5 here. Not looking too good. I don't know what else to do except for going to Incineroar to threaten it out with a Fire Blast. Packing Fire Blast this week as it hits Metagross harder, although I don't know why he would switch in Metagross to Incineroar, so that might have been a little bit of an oversight on my part there, but I don't know. Perhaps Metagross outspeeds and goes for the Earthquake, trying to kill me before, but I don't know. Just not very good here. Good chunk of damage, actually, on the Clefable. Snag a burn. Doesn't matter. He is Magic Guard, which I found kind of peculiar, actually, because, he has to run max HP, max defense, unaware Clef to counter my Zygarde, which did not come. Against an ice team, I get that, but I don't know. I guess he has ways to play around that, and he did so accordingly here. But so he is Magic Guard, prevents him getting chipped down from the hail, as well as status. So good bring on his part. He gets up his rocks. Not good for me. A U-turn out. I'm going to go into my Coco. I didn't want to go into Gengar just yet. Wanted to chip some things down before I try and win with that thing. So actually, I am going to Calm Mind up on this Clef and see what he wants to do as he goes for Moonblast. And he gets the special attack drop. And I'm just, oof. Pretty big deal. I mean, it wouldn't have made all the deal in the world, but it was a pretty big deal, as I could have taken care of that Clef. As I go for D-Gleam, take out the Donphan. He gets a free switch here into the Abomasnow. Again, I have no switch-ins to this thing. I do have to get out. I'm packing the Volt Switch, which I know is kind of odd with with a Calm Mind variant of Coco. So I should have probably brought Calm Mind Roost Coco. That would have done a lot more work in this matchup for sure. Would have given me a better shot to win. But I kind of wanted to use Coco as a little bit of a pivot. If I could get rid of that Donphan early, which I did, I could Volt Switch all around his team. Pivot out as needed in the situation. So, I had T-Bolt, Dazzling Gleam. All the coverage I needed. So, Volt Switch, nice pivoting option. As they do a decent chunk, but it was revealed he has a little SPDF investment as well as HP investment too. So I go out into my Incineroar, probably take the Ice or Grass move incoming, as he does go for the Wood Hammer. Incineroar takes that pretty darn well. I'm going to fire off another Fire Blast here, and I am dead to rocks. As I miss, not a terrible big deal. Excessive thought I was going to Rage, but the Fire Blast really wouldn't have done much. He could have just soft-boiled up, and yeah. And I did EV my Incineroar to underspeed this for slow U-turns, and I don't know if that was the right call or not. I still think it was, but... So he just knocks me out here. This does allow me to go into Gengar. And he's got to be threatened here. He doesn't know my set yet. So he's got to be fearing the Life Orb specs. I go for Sub. He ends up having two good ways to deal with that. With the Ice Shard here. And he ends up being Infiltrator Chandelure. Both good brings on his part. I bop him with the Shadow Ball, revealing Life Orb. I take him out. And now he comes in with the Chandelure. And Excessive... knowing Excessive, yes, he can run. He does run Scarfs occasionally, but I feel like he does not like to lock himself into a move. So he brought in the Chandelure, and I had a good idea that he was bluffing the Scarf, so I really had to go for it and go for the Shadow Ball. And again, I know this is post-com, and it's kind of, hindsight bias and all that stuff, but in prep, I did consider a Case of Berry Chandelure, which seemed more excessive style than a Choice Scarf Chandelure. But again, I felt like I had to go for it here. Maybe I could have kept Gengar around, but at that point my set was revealed, and the Thundurus probably had me outsped and handled regardless. So I was going to try and take out the Chandelure, as he is the Case of Berry. And apparently I had a roll to knock him out. I don't know what that roll was, but as he takes down Gengar, which is that's just kind of seals our fate here. Curse Body activates disables the Shadow Ball, but I take my kill with Coco. I Volt Switch out. But at this point, I have nothing that outspeeds Excelgor. I have two Scarfers, and they do not outspeed Excelgor. Big threat that I prepped for, but I prepped for it in a defensive manner with Incineroar and Scizor. Both went down really early, and he's just going to clean up the game here. I was hoping maybe some sort of, odd speedy V, Missy Ving from excessive, but he wasn't going to do that. So unable to take him out with Mesprit or Coco there. I will share that, yes, I was Scarf Serena here. Final Gambit, cool tech. And so, yeah, we end up losing to excessive 2-0. And, close game. Props to excessive.